I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss a lot of people off, and it's probably not the majority of people's opinion, but I just got done watching Psycho 2. I know, brace yourselves, and I have to say that I liked it more than the original classic 1960 Psycho. I know, shoot me now, right? Let's get into this shit.
Mary!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fauci's Fauch Monster Cinema. And on today's review, I'm talking about 1983's follow-up to the original Psycho, Psycho 2. Still starring Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, and sister of Jennifer Tilly, Meg Tilly. This one was directed by Richard Franklin. Okay, obviously this is 22 years later from the original. Norman getting released from the institution, and they're going to let him go back home, which makes no damn sense. They're going to let him go back to that house and the Bates Motel, which right off the bat, does that make any logical sense to any one of you out there in the audience? Hell no. You're going to release somebody where something tragic happened to him and all his mental problems came from that place, and you're going to send him back there? Makes no sense. That's probably my only thing I don't really understand about this movie. But obviously it's updated from the original, so that's probably one reason I like it. It came from the 80s. Another reason I like it, I love 80s horror movies. For me, I like Norman Bates better in this movie. I know in the original he tried to come off as innocent and whatnot, but in this one, to me, he really seemed innocent. Like he was turning his life around, but the people that were in his life now just wouldn't let him do that. I know he was still having the thoughts of his mother, and his mother was still there and whatnot, but I think it was, I just don't know if it was the same. I don't know if he had the same urges to kill in this, because we were never able to find out. Because the people in his life were pushing him to think he was insane still, pushing him to kill, so we never got to fully understand if he was recovered and able to become a normal part of society. Meg Tilly, she plays a waitress at a local diner, I guess. That's where Norman gets a job. Her name is Mary. She befriends Norman. She actually goes to stay at the Bates house, which is kind of creepy, but she does. She believes that Norman is a changed man. But her mother, which is Marion Crane's sister from the original, Lila, she is conspiring this whole plot behind the scenes, trying to get Mary to get in close to Norman and trying to get him to commit another crime so that he will get locked up again and never get released. So they keep slipping in, Lila keeps slipping notes from Mother. You know, at the diner there was one hanging up on like the spin thing where the orders go from his mother. He's getting phone calls from his mother again. And all that shit is starting up in his head again. That his mother is back, and she is there, and she is trying to control Norman's life again. When in all reality, it's Lila and Mary conspiring to destroy Norman's life once and for all. I get it. He killed her sister. She's out for revenge. But he served 22 years in the institution. Let him try to come back out and re-justify his life and make amends and do it the right way and be a normal member of society. But she couldn't do that. She had to fuck with the shit. She had to get inside Norman's head, and it just seemed like there was killings going on, but you really didn't realize if Norman was doing them or if people behind the scenes were doing them. You had no clue, because this teenage couple breaks into the basement of the Bates Motel. They're, messing around, and then here comes someone with a wig and a knife, and you're like, oh shit, here comes Norman again. But Norman was locked in the attic the entire time. So it couldn't have been Norman. He wasn't able to escape. Norman's been seeing a woman, the same woman in the wig, in the house, going down back stairways and escaping and whatnot. He's seeing these things. So he thinks it's his mother back killing these people. Obviously he's very unstable, so he doesn't know exactly what's going on. In watching this film, I didn't know what was going on either. I think that might have been a reason why I like this one more than the original. In the original, I knew what was going to happen, unfortunately. It took a while for me to watch it, so obviously I've seen scenes and clips from it, so I knew what was going to happen, so it ruined it for me. But in this one, I've never seen anything about it. I've never seen a trailer, never seen any clips, had no idea. Went in fresh with an open mind. And I dug it more than the original. I know. Shame on me. Shame on me. I did. I had a really good time with this movie. I know a lot of people say it's a sequel we didn't need. It did not need to be made. There was no point to it. The first one was a one and done story. This was just a cash grab, just to get some more money. Slap on the name Psycho, had nothing to do with it. I disagree. I enjoyed it. It was a very well made sequel. It had me entertained the whole entire time. It had me questioning things the entire time. And then in this movie, it was a different one who was the psycho. Meg, Tilly's character, Mary, she's the one who turned psycho. She turned into... she inhabited the character of his mother, and she tried to kill Norman at the end of this movie. I mean, she was kind of losing her mind being in this whole situation. But as the movie went along, Norman discovered in the basement one of the floor stones was loose. He lifted it up, and what was under there? A wig, a knife, and I believe the dress. So someone's been messing with Norman this entire time, and he was just trying to live his life. And I don't think Meg really wanted to do it. Mary didn't really want to do it. I think she wanted to stop because she really thought Norman was a good guy, and she couldn't go along with this framing of him anymore. It was getting to her, and she wanted out, but her mother would not let her do that. So Norman did kill Marion Crane's sister, Lila. He killed her and he hid her in the basement, but she kind of had that coming, so I don't feel bad for that at all. And throughout this movie, his former doctor, Dr. Raymond, he's there trying to find out what exactly is going on, why Norman is having all these relapses with his mother. And he comes to find out that it was Lila and it was Mary that were playing all these shitty pranks on Norman. And he finally finds out that they're the ones doing it. But he was actually killed while he was trying to... Dr. Raymond goes to the house and he finds Mary, and he thinks she's trying to continue to do the stuff to Norman. She turns around and, scared as hell, and stabs him, and he flies over the balcony. And the knife hit him, and she accidentally killed him. So Mary is a murderer as well, ladies and gentlemen. But one cool kill in this movie, I'm sure that was the coolest kill in this movie. I'm pretty sure it was Lila's death whenever Norman stabs her right down through the mouth with a butcher knife. That was pretty badass. As far as kills go, nothing crazy, obviously, nothing too elaborate, but I mean, I really wasn't I know, look who's talking, Mr. Blood and Gore. That didn't bother me. I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the development of Norman's character. even more in this one than I did in the original. Like I said before, I was still confused why he was allowed to go back to that hotel and renovate it and try to open it back up again. It made no sense. The climax of this movie, obviously the police are on their way to the Bates house. They see Mary raising her knife, get ready to stab Norman. They shoot her dead, and they pin all the murders on Mary, and they believe she was behind the whole thing. So Norman gets off scot-free, even though, I mean, the kills that he did do, I mean, they had it coming. Like I said, Lila, that was her own damn fault. I'm pretty sure Norman killed that dude who was running the hotel before, and then they fired him or whatever. That guy kind of had that coming too. He was a dickhead. He treated Norman like garbage. So Norman said, "Bye-bye, bitch." Put his car in the swamp. That swamp holds a lot of vehicles. It must be one deep-ass swamp. I'm just saying. That's the one takeaway from this movie. It's a deep swamp. Ending of this movie. This lady, Emma, comes to the Bates Motel, and she tells Norman that his real mother wasn't his mother, that she was, in fact, his real mother. And obviously I was like, what? I was like, where is this coming from? And Mrs. Bates was her sister. Emma was institutionalized, so Mrs. Bates adopted Norman while she was in there. This is a whole other plot twist at the end. And Emma reveals that she was the real murderer, that she was killing everybody. And Norman says, "Would you like some of my grilled cheese sandwich?" And he turns around with the shovel and bashes her in the head. He wasn't having none of that shit. He didn't believe Emma's story whatsoever. He carries the dead body of Emma upstairs, and then he begins talking to himself as mother again. So the mother personality is back in full force and has gone nowhere. But I really truly believe that that personality would have went away if the people in his life would have just left him be. But they had to disturb him again and bring up all that shit, and it was in the back of his mind, and it just came, you know, full force out. So I think this one had to do with the nature that he was around, and it just messed him up again. If they just would have left him alone, I believe he would have been a normal, civilized person just trying to live his life, who had a little bit of a dark past, and he's moved on. But it never happened, and now he's back to being Mother Norman. But I really enjoyed Psycho 2. I thought it was a great follow-up sequel. One that I prefer to the original, and if I'm going to watch another one over again, I'd watch Psycho 2 over the original Psycho. More stuff going on. Updated, obviously. I enjoyed Anthony Perkins' performance more in this than the original. I know, shame on me. Looking forward to diving into Psycho 3. But I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on Psycho 2. Please watch this video. Share with your friends. Definitely hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't you want to get all this Futch Monster cinema up inside of you, like so freaking deep? Just let it go in. Let it fill you. Let it fill you up. But let me know your thoughts below. And as always, I gotta go talk to my mother. And I will see you guys in the next one, so have a scary day.